we've got more numbers coming in. The big numbers from Uttar Pradesh for all seats. The NDA, led by the BJP, expected to win 68 to 71 seats. The I.N.D.I.Alliance expected to win 9 to 12. All right, let's speak about Bihar now. In Bihar, the NDA is projected to win 31 to 34 seats, and the I.N.D.I.Alliance is projected to win 6 to 9 seats. Let's also speak about West Bengal. The NDA is projected to win 21 to 24 seats. The Trinamool Congress is expected to win 18 to 21 seats. Let's speak about Odisha as well. In Odisha, the NDA is projected to win 13 to 15 seats. The Biju Janata Dal is expected to win 6 to 8 seats. We are going to speak about more phases. And finally, in Jharkhand, the NDA is projected to win 9 to 12 seats. The I.N.D.I.Alliance expected to win 2 to 5 seats. Yes, we will be getting you more analysis right now. But let me go across to the BJP spokesperson. And the question that I'd like to ask you, Neeti, that in the first few phases, when the voter turnout was low, and the reason why I ask you is because we are showing numbers for the first few phases, this was a concern for the BJP. Leaders like Tejasvi Surya had gone on to say that the opposition voters are coming out. The opposition is rallying its voters. Our voters also should come out in a big way. Somehow, do you feel that this is a concern within the BJP, that did the BJP voter actually come out in large numbers? Did the BJP RSS core vote bank come out in large numbers? Is that something that worries you, that maybe there could be an upset because of that?
So Parikshit, I think I've always maintained that a low voter percentage is bad for the democracy as a country, and on the whole, I think people need to come out and vote. But we've always maintained that it was the opposition voter base which was completely hopeless, that they did not want to come out because they had no hope of opposition winning. So I think it was their base that did not want to come out. Our party has always operated on the ground. We have that connect with the people, the door-to-door campaigns that happen. So I believe our voters have come out, and it is the opposition that needs to worry about it.
Right. Pankuri, any comments, any reply to the BJP spokesperson as we see these numbers? As Mr. Bhattacharya also pointed out, even if the opposition doesn't win this time, there are clearly gains. There are gains in the South Zone. There are gains in states like Delhi, Haryana. If that happens, if you have a more cohesive, if you do better than last time as an opposition, do you think that is still good for a more cohesive opposition? It will be good how things work in Parliament as well?
Well, I'll again repeat that the result on 4th is going to be very different from the numbers that you are showing here. And it's really not any polling agency's fault. The fact is that when there is a party that has gained such a huge majority in 2 elections, it's really difficult to predict that the election has gone a completely different way. Even when you talk to people, even when you interview them, a lot of people, and this is something that we have seen in Indian voters, they will not openly reveal who they have voted for. They might say that we have voted for the ruling party due to a lot of reasons, including the kind of social pressure they might have, or they don't want to openly say that they have voted against the ruling government. So this is a trend that we usually see, and there were these videos during the elections where somebody who's campaigning, who's part of the BJP campaign, who's there in the BJP's yatra, is saying that I am going to vote for the Congress. So that is what has really happened in this election. People have been very silent. A lot of people notice that this has been a very silent election. I think one of the reasons that it has been silent is because the BJP voter is very loud. They are very enthusiastic. They like to, really talk about their party and about Prime Minister Modi. But this time they were very disappointed. They were very quiet. I noticed it around me. People who have been, ardent Modi fans, they seemed they seem to be feeling very low during this election. And the voter, the kind of turnout that we saw declining, that was, I think, one of the biggest reason was that this demotivated BJP voter, which was very pumped up during 2014, which was very pumped up during 2019, and which really believed that Modi ji is going to change the picture of the Indian economy and the country, and which has been largely disappointed because there has been no improvement in their own lifestyle. So they did not come out to vote for the BJP this time like the way they did in the last 2 elections. And apart from that, I think this election has been very different from 2014 and 19 in terms that, earlier there was this entire PR wave around Modi ji that, he's this, like a superhuman kind of a person who's just going to, do something drastic and the country is going to change for the better and all of that. But then people really did buy into that. But this is the first time when people were talking about their real issues and they voted on their real
All right.
issues, and that is
Pankuri,
why the voter was silent.
All right. I just want to show some information, speak to our viewers about some information that is coming from the Press Trust of India. They are saying several exit polls across channels are predicting big win for the BJP-led NDA in the Lok Sabha elections. But let me go across to Mr. Bhattacharya at this point. Mr. Bhattacharya, the question that I wanted to understand, and we heard some analysts, some senior journalist colleagues of yours like Neeja Chaudhary earlier over the last few days, that the voter, it's very difficult to sometimes understand the mind of the Indian voter. Now, in an election like this one, where you cannot say whether there was a particular issue which was decisive, like in 2019, national security was a big issue because of Pulwama. This time there was no issue which united the voters, so to say. In every state, there were their own issues. Sometimes phase-wise issues cropped up. Do you think probably in this election, the mind of the voter is even more difficult to decipher?
Well, I think in all elections, it's very difficult to decipher the mind of the voters, and particularly the Indian voters. And the Indian voters have shown that they are far more prudent and far more intelligent than what we normally assume them to be. So while it is difficult to capture the true extent of how they have voted through an exit poll survey, you can get a broad trend. But let me tell you something that in 2019, the exit polls underestimated the NDA's final performance. And something similar happened in 2014. But in 2009, when the exit polls happened, it was UPA's performance that was underestimated by the exit polls. So there is something to be said about the manner in which the BJP voters behave at the time of the exit polls surveys, and the way the opposition of the Congress or the I.N.D.I.Alliance voters behave. So it could be a function of that. But as I said, that the Indian voters are inscrutable lot. You have to wait till 4th of June, as my colleague here, Pankuri, said, that to see that what exactly actually voters have done as far as the mandate is concerned.